black hole, cold, lost and upside down. Faces swirling past me, all my memories rolling vastly. Cold, lost beneath the ground. All done by my own hand, I allow my feelings to become sin. Oh, if you're gonna cut me down, better do it quickly now. You can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong. My roots are strong. This is not forever. Folks changing like the weather. Cold, weird, and all around. Toxic people being severed, like leaves falling in September. Cold, wet, and on the ground. You can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong.
What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's good to be back home. It's good to be back home. Hope you guys are having a great day. And holy crap, I'm loud. Sorry. Let me fix that. Just turn myself down a little bit because I sound loud. So how you guys doing? Welcome, Kid MC Gaming, Anthony Plays, Labrat's Files, Daniel, Planes and Trains Channel, Starly, Gamer, Demonic Perseus, Ruben Knapp. I still feel like I'm a bit loud. Glimy Boy, how you doing, man? Hold on, I'm about to make a few microphone adjustments here, and as I'm continuing to give some more shout outs. Ryan, how you doing, man? Sam Pertros, what's going on, baby? I think I know exactly what the issue is. That should help it out right there. Alright, so let's see. Hopefully that sounds alright. Infinite Flight Simulation and ATC. What's going on, man? J&T Vlogs. Yep, I think that actually fixed it right there. So now I'm really low. So, J&T Vlogs, what's up, man? Ruben Knapp. Brandon Spiders, Colin Goo. I'm a pilot. Shout out to you, man. You're a VIP. You're the first one to send a chat in the stream today. So glad you're able to make it in. But yeah, man, I am back home. And if you don't know what's been going on, we're gonna talk about it in today's flight. We're gonna be taking it easy though, because it's been a long few days and I just want to relax in flight. But I say that, and then as soon as I spawn into Belfast, which is where we're starting, we have no visibility at all. So it's gonna be an interesting one. It may be not as easy as I thought. It may be not so easy jet today. So anyways, let's go ahead and get rid of these overlays, and we'll get started with today's flight. Welcome back again. It's the Blue Games. Welcome to another live stream. Today we're flying from Belfast, Northern Ireland, to Bristol, which is going to be in England. So these are two airports I have never flown to personally. Never been there in real life or on Infinite Flight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be on expert server as usual. If you would like to copy the flight plan, you can copy it on the server, or you can copy it on YouTube in the description. So it's up to you. Looks like it's actually clearing up a bit. As you can see, it's not as foggy as it once was. So let's go ahead and get started before we actually lose the fog, because I mean it's kind of interesting to fly through the fog. I haven't really done anything. I haven't even done Infinite Passenger yet. So again, it's been a long few days. So we'll go ahead and go to Infinite Passenger here. This is what this is. And our airline rating is 100% because I put out a TV ad. That's actually really easy. It's one of the new updates for Infinite Passenger is that they added a way that you could raise your airline rating by paying for like TV ads, newspaper ads, online ads. This is all with in-game currency, by the way. And you can also use your own real money if you want to be that person. But obviously, we had tons of money with our airline, Blue Arrow Global, and so I went ahead and invested about $20 million into a TV ad, and now our airline rating is 100%. So I was going to select the Airbus A320 because we'll be flying with the EasyJet Airbus today. I'm going to go ahead and create a new route. I'm going to go to Add New Route. We're going to go to Echo Golf Alpha, and we're going to be heading to Echo Delta Delta Golf. Is that right? Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Wait, I'm confused. Echo Golf Delta, that's what it is. And then weekly frequency, I was going to set that as 5. That means only 5 people can do this route within a week. Airbus A320 is what we're going to be doing. And we're going to switch over to the available tab. So now that should show up in our available. So basically, if you fly from my airline, you'll be able to see available and complete. These are the two sections you can see. You cannot see managed, but you can see available and complete. So every time I do a flight, usually for my stream, I will create a route for it. And so you guys can either fly it while I fly, or you can fly later on. That's up to you. As you can see, only 2 people of all the people in our airline has actually done a freaking thing. But it's okay. You don't have to do routes that I have set up. You can do your own too. So you can go to EG. There it is right there. We're not going to be using any safety recording or anything like that. And our estimated time is going to be at max an hour. So we're going to put 60 minutes there. And hit start. That's going to put 152 souls on board. Head back to Infinite Flight. And we'll go to weight and balance, and we'll put 152 passengers on board. And the thing, the higher your airline rating on Infinite Passenger, the more passengers you can get flying on each plane. So that's why it's important to have a high airline rating, so that way you can have more passengers on each flight and therefore make more money on each flight. Alright, so today's flight is going to be a real short flight. A real short hop. Like I said, it's a crazy week. I have a lot going on. I have a lot to still do, so I don't have a lot of time. So we're going to do one short flight, and that's going to be it for us today. This flight is short enough for us to usually probably do 2 flights in a stream. But again, I don't have the time. This week is crazy, so I'm doing my best just to get these Infinite Flight videos out to you guys. And I do miss flying with you guys too. So today's flight's about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and add, I know we need about 16,000. Okay, maybe not. SimBrief told me 16,000 pounds. Hold on. Actually, no. SimBrief was telling me 12,000 pounds, which is right around there. 12,400 pounds is how much SimBrief was telling me. So we're going to give SimBrief a try. Usually, I do my own calculations and stuff like that. It's kind of add an hour plus 15 and all that reserve and stuff like that. But we're going to try out the SimBrief way. So SimBrief tells me I should have a total of 12,410 pounds. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go to back. Time is already set to current. Not going to worry about that screen. We're going to calibrate as it is as of right now. And now, smoking sign, seatbelt sign, nav lights. Wow, it just got a bit foggier. And now we're going to set our flight for today. So starting off here at Belfast, Echo Golf Alpha. Alpha, as you can see, it's in all red. And usually when you see it in all red, that means visibility is 0, basically. Alright, going to add that. So it's going to be pretty interesting departure and taxi. So our first waypoint, obviously, is our departure airport. Second, turn the music down. Alright, and so our second waypoint is going to be LISBO. Let's see. And these are all copied from SimBrief, so some will show up, some won't. We're not going to worry too much about departures and stuff like that today. Like I said, it's going to be like an easy flight. I think it's going to be this one. There's two LISBOs. That one is not it. Okay, maybe the second one. Yeah, it's going to be that one right there. So, I mean, no departures, no arrivals, no SIDS, no stars, just flying from point A to point B today, because I'm just, like I said, I have a lot to go. I have a lot to do. Alright, POPD is our next waypoint, and I'm getting these waypoints from our from my flight plan that I generated on SimBrief. Simbrief.com for all you guys who would ask me. There also is a video on my channel on how I create my flight plans, not on how to create. Because I mean you could do it in your own way, but I just show you guys in the video how I create my flight plans depending on where I'm flying. So when I'm flying in the UK, Europe, overseas, whatever, I usually use SimBrief. There we go. And this route is actually flown by EasyJet. If you look in the description, I also have the flight number that EasyJet flew about 6 hours ago actually. So it's a route that they already did. There are no more EasyJet flights on this route for the rest of this day. Our next waypoint will be RISLA. We've never done a live stream with EasyJet. I know that EasyJet is very popular over there. I'm not from England or anything like that, so I have no ties to EasyJet. I have nothing for them. I have nothing against them. Never flown with them. I just I've seen their plane every once in a while. And as you guys know, usually when I do my live streams and stuff, I just kind of fly whatever aircraft flies the route, if there's any aircraft that fly the route, or I just fly whatever I feel like flying. So, alright, so that's our last waypoint before our arrival. We're not going to be using the arrival, so we're going to skip that and go straight to EGAA-EGGD. Bristol International. Right there, and we should be expecting runway 27, according to SimBrief. SimBrief also said we're going to be using runway 07 for, what's the name of this place again? What is EGAA? I completely forgot. Crap. What is the name of this place? Belfast. 07, obviously, I mean, you can see, like, there's kind of, like, there's not that much wind. But we're going to go ahead and use 07 because that's what SimBrief told us to use. It looks like somebody's already taxiing the 25, but, like I said, we're going to use 07. There's no ATC coverage for us today, so we're going to go ahead and, like I said, use what SimBrief told us to use. And usually SimBrief is pretty accurate with what it wants you to use. So SimBrief has not failed me in the past. That's what we're going to use. Alright, so we're going to turn the music off and get the engine started. So anyways, welcome aboard, guys. Welcome to EasyJet A320. Thanks for flying Blue Arrow Global today. Gonna zoom in here. And let's go ahead and just get ready to push back and go outside. And I can't see anything, so I don't even know where everything is. So I guess we need to push back with nose to our left, and then that should point us in direction to 07. I do have charts. I'm not going to have them on the stream today. So I think, yeah, we're at the terminal building. We'll be taking taxiway Lima, cross 17, and then Delta 2, Delta 1. Actually, no, Lima, taxiway Lima to Charlie. Charlie 1, Delta 2, Delta 1. And then we'll take off 07. So let's go ahead and do that. Calibrate my screen again. And I go ahead and hit the pushback. And one thing I learned since I've been learning how to fly the actual Airbus A320 on X-Plane is apparently people in Europe don't start their engines on Airbuses until they finish pushing back. So we're going to go ahead and give that a try. And I'm actually going to wait because somebody's pushing back right behind us. So whenever I stream and do my flights, I try to be a good example as much as possible. And I know that a lot of people tend to just push back at the same time. And this is a very bad habit to get into. If somebody's pushing back behind you, you should not push back. You should wait. You should hold until they finish pushing back and they get out of the way. So I'm going to do that myself just to show you guys this is how you should be doing it, because I have this issue a lot of times in my own flights, in my own streams, that everybody wants to push back at the same time. We're all going to the same place. You don't have to worry about, we're not racing, you know what I mean? So take your time. Let's go ahead and add in the game audio. I didn't have that up.
taxiing to runway 35. Belfast Unicom, Easy 4679, taxiing to runway 25.
All right, he's going. I can see somebody else over back there pushing back ahead of him, so he may have to hold short of him. But it looks like we have enough room to push back for ourselves, so go ahead and push back. We'll turn the beacon lights on. We're going to be starting our engines pretty soon. And I think we're going to be following them, basically. So we're in the A320, by the way. EasyJet. I think there may be an A319 and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm not very knowledgeable in the whole EasyJet fleet. But man, visibility is zero. This is what zero visibility looks like. I can barely see the aircraft in front of the other aircraft. I'm going to stop push back right there. And starting engine number 2.
Runway 25, departing south. Belfast Unicom, Vueling
Sanka, yes, there was a new intro.
To runway 07.
I'm trying to figure out a better placement for it. I feel like it's in the wrong place. But it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm probably going to taxi with my landing lights on because there's no taxi lights on Infinite Flight. Just so that people can see us. Alright, we got one good engine. Going to go to engine number 1. Watch the N1 rise. Damn, gents, how you doing, man? Welcome back. Good to see you. Real quick reminder, we are streaming on YouTube and on Twitch right now. So shout out to everybody watching on each. Alright, like I said, we're going to turn the land lights on as our taxi lights today. So as usually you would turn your taxi lights on when you are ready to taxi. So we are now ready to taxi. So we're going to turn the taxi lights on. Announce taxi to runway 07. That is where we're going. I don't know where the rest of you guys are going. We're going to 207. Because there is no wind. Yeah, wind's variable at 2 knots. Is it raining? Oh, fog. I can't remember. Some of those... Okay, Q&A is 10 for. Actually, I really want to take off 07, but everybody's going to 25. And it makes no sense for me to go to 07 if everybody's going to 25. Except for one person's going to 07. So, we're going to go to 07. Because I said I was going to 07 in the first place, and everybody else decided to go the other way. So, oh wow, wow! It just cleared up. It just cleared up all of a sudden. Which way do I go? That way. All right, release parking brakes, and we'll start rolling. We'll do our flaps 2 for takeoff today, and our trim's gonna go 20%. Jay Blake, how you doing, man? Alright, we'll be taxiing to our right, which is where 07 should be, I believe. I could be wrong, because I don't really know where I am.
Belfast Unicom, Vueling 263, holding short runway 07.
Let's see. Yeah, we're going the right way, cool. So we'll be expecting to cross 17.
Belfast Unicom,
change this
Jersey
to
736,
flight time.
taxiing
Actually,
to
no, we'll do
runway
Zulu.
07.
Calibrate.
Belfast
All right, altitude. We'll be going 12,000 feet initially.
Taxiing to runway 07.
The transition altitude in the UK is 5,000, but we'll be not worrying about that today because we're not flying at any depart. I mean, we're gonna be going to 5,000 anyways, but we're gonna pass right over 5,000. Watch our taxi speed. It's funny whenever I fly on X-plane, I always forget to watch my taxi speed because it's a bit different. You see somebody taking off there. But since we're taking off on opposite sides of the runway, guys, just please pay attention to who is doing what. And also, if you're taking off on either side, please announce that you're taking off so everyone else who can't see you in the fog, knows that you're going. So also pay attention to the map too.
Belfast Unicom.
So I know we have people taking off on 25 also, so we want to make sure that we watch out for those guys. Alright, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see the
Belfast
runway when we get
Unicom,
there.
Vueling 263 is taking off runway 07, departing east.
There should be some type of like lights or something. Alright, I think that is the runway. Oh, and there's a whole short line. We just passed it, didn't we? Yeah, there it is. And I believe there's no one coming on that runway. So, yep, it's clear. Nobody's on final. Nobody's taking off. We'll go ahead and announce that we're crossing runway 17. Release the parking brakes again. Start taxiing across the runway. And this is one thing I've not really been sure about, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, is I'm going to turn my strobes on. I thought our landing lights were already on. Apparently they weren't.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff.
But since we'll be crossing the runway, I'm going to turn my strobes on so we can be seen by other traffic, especially in this foggy weather. Like, it's very important to use your lights correctly in this foggy weather. So we're not taking off here, we're just going to be crossing the runway. But you can't, just barely, I mean, we're right there. I mean, 17 is on our left wing. We can barely even see the numbers. That's how crazy foggy it is right now. So I'm just like, I'm just watching the yellow line. That's all I'm doing. That's all I can do right now because I can't see anything else. I can barely see him in the distance.
Belfast Unicom, Easy 4679, crossing runway 17.
Thank you, Dragon Slayer. Oh crap!
Unicom,
Sorry, I was looking at your. I was trying to read your comment. It was pretty long. I was trying to read your comment, and I was like, I started taxiing into the grass. But thank you, Dragon Slayer, man. I'm glad you're able to make it to the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Appreciate all your love and support, and that goes for everyone. Thank you guys for your love and support for the channel. I apologize. It's been kind of weird lately, as far as my streams have not been consistent, and I hate it. It's one of my goals to be consistent with my streams and to be here when I say I'm going to be here at the scheduled time, and we have not been on schedule for a while. So Blue Arrow has been delayed for a while, and I think we just missed the whole short line. I couldn't see it, so we'll just wait for him to get on the runway and taxi and take off. So I'm going to go ahead and announce that we're holding short runway 07. And again, guys, before you take off, please watch the other side of the runway. So right now it's like 25. Everybody who's taken off on 25 has already taken off, so we're clear on 25, so no more departures or arrivals in the 25. So 07 is now the active, and we'll wait for these other guys to take off, and we'll get out of here. But yeah, like I said, the streams have been very random lately just because of life, you know. But I mean, it is, we have to remember that, you know, Infinite Flight is still a game, and that, you know, life comes first before it. So, all right, it's like whoever that is. Looks like they're in a -8. They're already pulling up on the runway, so we'll wait for them to, and then we'll take off behind them. If I go to tower view, yeah, we're not gonna see anything. It's a fly B. I think this is probably the worst fog I've ever been in. I've been in some pretty bad fog before, but this may be the worst. There's a crosswind also. There's no crosswind. I mean, there's no wind. So there's no crosswind. There's two knots. It's all good, Kid MC. You've been back from a trip. I've been on a trip too. Like I said, that's why I haven't been streaming at my usual times lately. In the last week, maybe two. You know, the holidays kind of screwed up all my stream schedule. Flight B, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you are clear takeoff runway 17. Winds are 5-1 at 1. Clear takeoff runway 17. Fly B, come on, let's go. Jiggy Rose. Yeah, man, anybody can join this flight. If you have access to expert server, you have access to join in on these flights. Right, he's rolling. Nice. Now he's rolling. We can go ahead and switch back to my camera, and let's go. Go ahead and line up and wait. All right, release the parking brakes. Let's see. Go ahead and do our checks here. We have our altitude set for 12,000, 12,000. Our trim is set for takeoff. Strobes are on, land lights are on, seatbelt signs are on, nav lights are on, beacon lights are on, and I believe we're calibrated. Now we are. So basically your calibration is like your flight control check. So flight control check complete. And I do not see him, but again, it is very foggy, so I'm gonna wait here a couple seconds to give him. He is in a smaller aircraft too, so we have to mine that he's not gonna be able to depart as fast as we will. One thing I did not mention is today our cruising altitude will be flight level 350, which sounds pretty high for such a short flight, but that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, let's go. Slowly bringing up the power. And we're rolling. Airspeed is alive. Checking the calibration. Keep it on the center line as best as we can. We'll be banking to the right after we take off. Fly runway heading for a bit, and then we'll bank to the right once we get above about 1,200 feet. And we may fly it. We'll see.
V1.
All right. There's V1. There's rotate.
Belfast Unicom, Air Force 670.
And so we're gonna have to fly it by IFR conditions completely because we can't see anything. All right. Positive climb. Gear up. Bring power back just a slight bit. All right. There's 1,000. And I think we're about to come over the clouds. Yep. Oh, wow. Look how low that was. 1,200 was the top of that fog. All right, gonna go ahead and bank to the right. Still flying it by hand. We're gonna go point ourselves to our next waypoint. And watch our speed. Right now we're at 160 knots. Bring the power back up a little bit more, 90%. Bring the nose down to gain some speed. This is cool. I love taking off in like these foggy conditions because when you get above it, it looks like that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I thought I was clicking something else. Alright, so once we get above like 180, we'll go ahead and kill. We'll go to flaps 1. There we go. Alright, and we'll kind of even her out right there.
Belfast Unicom, Easy 4600.
I don't think we actually announced that we were taking off. My bad. Kind of forgot.
Departing south.
Alright, coming up on 210. Go flap 0. Passing 3,300 now. Flying direct to LISBO. And again, we need to watch our airspeed. So put the nose up for some to kind of slow the speed down, but we want to continue the climb. And man, you can see the mountains just barely peeking through some of the fog down there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, gear is up, flaps are up, land lights are still on. That's okay. We're still below 10,000. And still flying by hand.
Belfast Unicom, Delta.
I kind of want to switch from flying by hand so that I can look at the fog, but we'll fly her a bit. It's a short flight, so let's go ahead and do some flying.
Belfast Unicom, Delta India Charlie Echo.
Our next waypoint, less than a minute, we'll be turning to the left 133. So let's go ahead and raising those a bit. We can climb at about 225. I'm okay with that. Alright, we're still just a little bit off from the waypoint, but it's okay. Once that changes, we'll just make our left turn to 133. Passing 8,000 now. Still trying to watch our speed. And there it is, turn left, 133. Watch our bank angle there. And here comes 10,000. 10,000, and there it is. So we no longer need to worry about speed restrictions anymore, except for our own aircraft's airframe speed restriction, which is I don't know what it is again. We'll watch out for that. And we overshot the waypoint right there. What we're gonna do here is gonna go ahead and set up we'll just set our altitude to our cruise. Actually, gonna do 18,000 or 18,000, I should say. And we're gonna lock our speed where that is. Go up to about 250 knots, and then hit on. Oh crap! Oh yeah, of course. That's what happens when you. Holy crap! That's what happens when you when you're not looking at where your bank angle was. So it's all good. So yeah, what I was trying to do was hit nav mode. In order for me to press nav mode, I like leaned my phone more for my finger to reach it because I have a iPhone 7 Plus and you know it's a bigger phone. Anyways, all right, so we can do our after takeoff checklist, which is gonna be land lights off, seatbelt signs, you know, if they are needed. Trim, we can go back to 0. Gears up. Am I going the wrong direction? What's going on? And there it is. Flaps are up. Spoilers are off. And we're good. So now we are flying the direction we would like to fly. I'm going to go ahead and turn our altitude all the way up to 350 because, again, it's a short flight. So basically, as soon as we get there, we're going to be very close to our top of descent. So I want to go ahead and do that now. We'll climb. We'll keep the climb about 4,000. That'll do. And look outside. Wow, wow, wow! Look at that view right there. This is as best as it gets on Infinite Flight right here. When you got fog, low fog. Like I know everybody wants clouds, but this is like I said, this is about as good as it's gonna get. You're not gonna get clouds just yet. I'm sure they're working on it, but you're not going to get it just yet. But this fog is amazing. Just see a right wing view. Yeah, not a fan of the right wing view right now. Super scenic. Ben Roth, how you doing, man? Life has been interesting, but good. I can't complain. I am blessed, man. Starly, you waiting for your S8? Well, that's good, bro. Yeah, pretty steep climb. We're all right. Not worried about it. 4,000 is really not that bad for a climb. And you guys could correct me if you actually know. But, I mean, the only thing about 4,000 foot climb is that it's just, you know, you are going to be going a little bit slower. That's about it. Okay, if you climb at, you know, 2,000 feet per minute, you could probably get up to about 300, 320 knots. But if you're climbing at 4,000, you're probably better off climbing at about 250, 260 knots, maybe even 95. But again, it's a short flight, so we're going to get up as high as we can. Pro Tanker, how you doing, man? Ben Roth, I don't know why you're confused. Ben Roth, you are definitely not the only one watching, my friend. You may be the only one watching on Twitch, but there are a bunch of other people watching on YouTube right now. Oh, and the fog just cleared up on us. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, now that we're outside, well, we're leaving Ireland, where the fog is clearing up. Alright, so the aircraft's going to go ahead and climb up to 350. And we should be good. We're about to hit Mach speed here in a second. Or not Mach speed, but you know, the altitude for us to get Mach speed. And actually we should be there. There it is, 0.66. We'll go with the 0.72. Bring the nose down a bit too. That'll work for me. I'm gonna stay in here for because I always forget. I mean, I fly so many different aircraft all the time. I always forget what their max airspeed is, and I don't want to get caught speeding. So I'm stay in the cockpit for a little bit longer until we get up to our cruise and get to our cruising speeds, so that we don't get caught speeding. I'm pretty sure 0.72 is perfectly fine. I think it can get up to probably 0.78 or something like that. Making sure our landing lights are off. So again, guys, if you're just joining in with us, we're heading to Bristol in England, and we'll be cruising at 350. Before I go off and start talking about everything I want to talk about today, about how everything's been going, I do want to kind of plan out our descent because it's going to come really fast. It's going to come really fast. So obviously, let's go ahead and start doing our briefing. Even though we're still climbing to our cruise, I'm gonna do our briefing for our arrival. So expecting runway 27. Even though there's no wind at 2 knots, 21 statute miles, so plenty of visibility in Bristol. Elevation is 622 feet. But again, sim brief gave us 27, so we're going to land at 27. Therefore, let's see. I'm going to put a waypoint right here. There it is. Kind of want to extend our arrival just a little bit. Add a waypoint over here too. We do have, you know, it's not super crowded in today's flight, but at the same time, just in case people get around us, we want to make sure that we have room to maneuver around traffic and things like that. So I don't want to just turn directly into the final. I want to kind of hit it at an angle, you know. So that looks good. And see, the first waypoint from there is going to be RETSI. So let's say, let me see, I do have charts for Bristol. Let me go ahead and pull that up for runway 17. If I can find it. 090927. Wait, oh, 27. I'm sorry, not 17. It's 27. We took off on. No, we crossed 17 earlier. Alright, so 27. I guess these are the same thing. Oh, localizer. This one's ILS. So ILS. Alright, so let's see. 2,500 when we beat the localizer. So, alright, so we want to be 2,500 feet when we get to this red cone. So basically 2,500 when we get to LROV. And from there, let's see, I like to kind of judge the distances in between. So from LROV to EG-43, we have about 6 miles. That's not very far at all. So we need to already basically be at our altitude. So let's go with 3,000 at EG-43. And then at, I'm going to add one more waypoint in here for reference. So we'll go here. And I'm not using a chart to create this. I'm only using the final approach chart, which gives me the altitudes for the final for runway 27. So that's all I'm looking at. I'm going to go back to our cockpit view. We're cruising now, 350. Our speed looks great. I'm not going to go much faster than this, because again, it's a very short flight, so we're just cruising, taking it easy. You know, the takeoff wasn't, I wouldn't say, I mean, it was easy, yeah, because you just take off and go, but, I mean, it was very foggy, so you couldn't call it easy, but, you know, we're taking it easy now. So we're going to stay there at Mach 0.72, and then we will head over here again. And so we're going to be at 3,000 at EG-43, and let's go with 5,000. No, how far is that? Let's see. EG-43 is 25 miles between these 2 points. I think we could drop a few thousand miles, maybe a few thousand feet in that amount of time. So let's go with 8,000 feet. That sounds like a lot. We'll go from 8,000 to 3,000. So we're going to drop about 5,000 feet in about 25 miles, which should take us about 3 minutes. Actually, we should take longer because we're going slower. So I'm just kind of doing rough calculations here, just based on things I've done in the past. So I'm not like using the actual descent calculator at the moment. I'm just kind of throwing out numbers, and so if these numbers don't work when we get close to it, we can always adjust these numbers as we get close. So 3,000 there, and let's, instead of doing 8 sounds a bit steep, let's do 7. We do 7,000 here at BJ09I, and then we'll descend starting at RETSI. Wow, actually we'll be 35,000 to 9,000 in 41 miles. No, yeah, in 41 miles. That's a bit steep also. So we may need to descend when we get way up here at RISLA, which is that's going to add another 31 miles, which gives us about 70 miles to descend. That's a lot better. So we'll do that. We'll descend at RISLA. When we get to RISLA, we'll descend from RISLA all the way down to 9,000 at BJ09. So now we need to calculate how fast we need to descend to get down there in that amount of time. So we kind of round up. I'm not using all the small numbers. I'm just using the big numbers, rounding up. So RETSI, we have about 30 miles till we get to BJ0901. Actually, I take it back. Hold on. We have 40 miles. What? Yeah, 40 miles till we get to BJ09. We have 30 miles till we get to RETSI. So add those together, that is about 70. We're descending at RISLA. So we'll calculate how fast do we need to descend for 70 miles from 35,000 feet to 7,000 feet. Does that make any sense? It doesn't really make any sense. It makes sense in my head. So that's what we're gonna do. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We could always go around. So again, I'm not trying to think too hard today. I'm just not in the mood to do all that crazy math, and that's why we're not using charts and stuff. Alright, so we're actually going to be descending at about 2,700 feet per minute in order to do that in 70 miles. So that's going to be our plan. Cool. Alright, so we'll change this right here to next waypoint, 'cause I like to know what my next waypoint is, what to expect. There it is. So RISLA is next. In 70 miles, we'll be descending. So our top is in 70 miles. So that sounds good. Alright, so anyways, it's been crazy, guys. It has been crazy. So if any of you guys were watching my Saturday live stream, was it Saturday? Yeah, I think that was Saturday. So my last live stream, we were flying X-Plane. We were flying from Puerto Rico to Orlando, Florida with Spirit A320. It was a pretty good flight. It was a longer flight. It was over the weekend, so I had a little bit more time. It was an unscheduled stream. And as a lot of you guys know, I did not finish that flight. I did not finish. So I had a call because, okay, so real quick, I'm trying to make the story as short as possible. So I was flying that route because my wife was also flying this route in real life. She was traveling back from Puerto Rico back home, where I am in Houston, Texas, but we're connecting in Orlando. So she was flying from Puerto Rico to Orlando, which is the exact same flight we were streaming. And when she got there, she called me, so I had to get off of the stream for a bit and talk to her for a bit, just because she was hungry, she wanted to get food, stuff like that. And then probably within, I mean, we were like basically on approach. We were about to go on final in Orlando on our own live stream, and she calls again, and so I had to kind of mute myself in the stream and allow the aircraft to continue. And what I found out was that her flight got canceled. Her second flight, her connecting flight. So her last flight, the one that was going to bring her home, got canceled. And so she wasn't at where she left. I mean, she doesn't know anybody in Orlando where she was at. So it got canceled. It was pretty freaking horrible. And so she was kind of freaking out. And I won't say I was freaking out, but at the same time, I wasn't very happy with the airline for how they handled it. So there's a lot more that goes into this story, but I'm going to try to do my best to keep it short. So basically, the airline was not helping us at all. I wanted to see if I could get her on another flight that same night on the way back. The problem was that was the last flight of the day. This is one of the reasons I never fly the later flights in the day. I always fly the early flight, like the first flight of the day, just in case cancellations happen, delays happen, stuff like that. Plus, I fly standby, so I can't afford to join in on a late flight, because if that flight does not go, or if I can't get on that flight, I gotta be sleeping in the airport. So, alright, so she got her flight canceled, and so we were talking. So I ended up calling the airline to find out what we needed to do, and they weren't very helpful, and all this and that. And so it came down to I decided that I was going to go to Orlando to meet her there and try to take care of everything. I had already called. I had already tried to talk to the people over the phone where I was from home, and nothing really was working out. And so I was like, well, I don't really know how this is going to turn out, because I can't even talk to anybody else with the airline until 12 to 4 p.m. and the flight got canceled at 6. So like we couldn't even get anything switched over. So I was like, so you mean everybody, all 132 people on this plane are all going to be sleeping at the airport because you canceled this one flight? And they didn't even give us an explanation. It just said canceled. And that is it. Usually whenever you get a delay, you can check on the internet and it'll say, okay, it got delayed because of ATC. It got delayed because of weather. No, this time it said canceled, and that was it. It didn't say why. It just said, nope, we're not going. And so anyway, so I ended up flying. I stopped the stream, and I had to pack real quick, like basically a day's worth of clothes, and I headed straight to the airport. There was one more flight from Houston to Orlando. And again, guys, before you think, oh, you paid all this money for a flight last minute, no, I fly standby, I fly free. So I didn't have to pay anything. It doesn't cost me anything. So I decided to go because I can, and I wanted to go there and help her and make sure she was okay because she's not used to flying. She's not used to being in airports, and I didn't want her to be there by herself and get taken advantage of by the airline because they're going to say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm going to come there and be like, well, she can do this because she can do that, blah, blah, blah. You know? So basically just going there and defending her. So I decided I was going to jump on a flight, so I couldn't drive because I wasn't going to have anywhere to park. So I had my dad come pick me up really quick, and I drove out to the airport, which is about 25 minutes away from my house, IAH. And I got there too late. Didn't make it in time. I mean, I decided like last minute to go, so it was going to be a miracle if I got on the flight at all. So anyways, I went, didn't work out. So I had to go back home. And when I got back home, I went to Walmart or to the store real quick to get some stuff, and I came outside of the store and my car wouldn't start. I'm like, what? Like, how much worse could this day get? And no, we're leaving the seatbelt signs on today, man. You can go, but we're leaving the seatbelt signs on. And so my car wouldn't start, so I had to call my dad again. I felt bad. He's been in so much. He had to come back again and give me a jump start on my car just for me to get back home. And my home from the store was like 5 minutes. I could have walked, but I didn't want to leave my car. Anyway, so next morning, why am I stuttering? Next morning, I took the first flight out, which is about 7 o'clock in the morning, and that flight got delayed by an hour. But anyways, I was up about 5 a.m., and then I flew out there. I got on the first flight barely, and I went out there and met her in Orlando. And by the time I got there, which is funny, by the time I got there, everything was taken care of. She called Spirit. Spirit refunded her ticket. Her cousin was very helpful, and she went ahead and booked her a new ticket for Monday the next day. So, she actually offered to pay for my ticket too, and I told her no, it's all right. I fly standby. I can probably get on the flight myself. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to waste your money. So I turned it down. And after that, we were like, well, we're stuck here in Orlando for a whole day. Why don't we just take advantage of it? You know, let's be positive about the situation. You know, we're here. We're not expecting to be here. Let's go ahead and rent a car, get a hotel for a night, and we'll just enjoy our time here. So we did that. We went to Daytona Beach, which is about an hour drive from Orlando, Florida. And I got to see the Daytona International Speedway. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you were able to see pictures from that. And also, I went to Daytona Beach. So we went for a walk on the beach for like a pretty long time, actually, just hanging out, talking, having a good time. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I don't have no regrets at all. And so we got to watch the sunset on the beach. That was really cool. After that, we went to get something to eat at this amazing freaking Latin restaurant. Oh my gosh! If you ever go to Daytona, wait, no, this was in Orlando. If you ever go to Orlando, you got to go to El Palacio. This place is so good. They have Puerto Rican food, Dominican food, Cuban food, Mexican food, anything freaking Latin, and they do it well. Like, it's not just a bunch of random crap in there. It's like, it's actually good. I've had real Puerto Rican food from real Puerto Ricans. I've had real Dominican food from real Dominicans, and they cook it just like both of them. They even had Chinese food. Like, man, it was so good. Anyways, so that was great. And the next morning, I went ahead and tried to fly out. This was Monday. And so I got up real early again. I got on the bus at 5 and headed to the airport. And she stayed at the hotel because she had a confirmed seat flight at 3 p.m. I had no confirmed seat. I had to fly standby. I get there early. And long story short, all the flights from Orlando to everywhere were full all day. Therefore, when you fly standby, that means you get to standby means that you take the leftover seats. If there's an open seat in the plane, that's your seat. But if there's no seat in the plane, so you don't give them that flight. So it's good and bad. So there were no seats open all day, all freaking day. So I was at the airport from 6 in the morning all the way. Matter of fact, I didn't leave that day. Her flight was at 3, so she came. I saw her. We hung out at the airport, had a little bit to eat at the airport until her flight came. I tried to get on her flight. Obviously, her flight was also full, so I wasn't able to get on that one either. And so that sucked. So she left. She headed back home, and then so I was stuck at the airport. So I spent the night, Monday night, at the airport like a homeless person. That's what it felt like. And I almost did a live stream, but I decided not to because I was just really tired. And I just slept. But so I spent the night there, and it's just, it wasn't great. Spending the night at the airport is never a great situation. It's never a great experience. I didn't sleep very well, but it was a long day, long night. And so after that, after the morning came, I was gonna take the first flight again at 7 o'clock in the morning. It was the next first flight home. So I attempted to take that flight. That flight actually had 6 seats open. Therefore, one of those seats could have been mine. Now, guess what the issue was? Wait. They told me that I could not get on the plane. It wasn't just me. There was other people on standby too. All of us were there. I wasn't the only person who had to sleep at the airport either. But it was multiple people all waiting for the flight, and none of us could get on because it had a weight restriction. And so they ended up closing the doors, and that plane took off with 6 extra seats and no standby passengers, even though there was about 15 standby passengers trying to get on that flight, and none of us could get on because of a weight restriction. I don't want to say I was pissed, but I was like, man, that really sucks. Like, we could have got on there. Now, I understand aircraft do have weight restrictions, but like a person, a person couldn't get on the plane. Thank you for that subscription, Prius. Is that how you say your name? I can't really say it. Baron Prius. Welcome to the Blue Arrow Royal family. So that sucks. But anyway, it's okay. I had a backup plan. My backup plan was that I was going to fly to Chicago, connect in Chicago, and then fly to Houston. So that's what I did. The next flight was like 10 minutes later. So I ran. I didn't really run. I just walked. It was like 2 gates away. I walked to the other gate with Chicago, and as I walk up to the gate, they're already calling, okay, if you're standby, come to the front desk. We already got your ticket for you. I was like, great. Finally, I get to get out of this freaking airport. I've been here for 24 hours at the airport straight, and I finally get to leave. And so I get there, and I get my ticket. I get to check my ticket with the lady, and the lady was like, "Oh, you're still here?" Because she remembered me from the day before. She's like, "I feel so bad for you. Well, I'm glad you finally got a ticket." I was like, "Yeah, me too." So if you guys know anything about geography, Florida and Chicago and Houston are, if you know where those places are, I flew. In order for me to get to Houston, I had to fly up north to Chicago and then back down to Houston. So the flight to Chicago was wide open, had 33 freaking seats open. It was very easy for me to get on that flight. So flying staff by Chicago was very easy. Alright, now we are at the top of descent. We're going to be descending down to 8,000. And we'll continue the rest of that story, which is almost done in a little bit. Vertical speed is 2,700 feet per minute. Hopefully, Infinite Passenger does not get upset at us for descending that fast. We'll see. And so, alright, so now we're descending. So that's what I went through in the last couple of days. Just kind of been at the airport, flying standby. It can suck. Flying standby can suck. It's good because you can get to fly anywhere you want for free, but at the same time, if you fly on a busy day, if you are not careful when you fly, you will get stuck at the airport. And at this point, I had no choice. I decided to fly because I wanted to help my wife out, and it ended up getting me stuck. So it's funny because she was stuck in Orlando, and then I ended up stuck in Orlando. But anyways, was able to get that last flight out of Chicago back to Houston, and about another 2-hour flight, and I made it back home yesterday afternoon. And since then, I've still been very busy working and helping my friend move. So it's been a pretty crazy weekend and a crazy last couple of days. I'm still tired. Like, I almost did not do this morning stream because I wanted to stay in bed. But I was like, you know what? It's been too long. Let's go ahead and do this. And so, all right. LeBrat's file. How do you fly standby? You have to. Only way you fly standby is if you are basically somebody who you have to work for the airline, or you have to be family or a friend of somebody who works for the airline. It's the same way with basically every airline. So, Air France, they have, employees who work there, and their whole family usually fly standby. So yeah. So my friend, he works for United, and that's how I'm able to fly standby. Usually me and him fly together. But, sometimes we fly separately too. Like in this situation. Alright, so now that I'm looking back at the chat, I'm sorry. I was kind of like going in circles with my my story. Robotic Bros, how you doing, man? Welcome. Grammar Reporter, good to see you. Damn Jans, expert server as usual. Baron, how you doing, man? Yes, I'm playing on my phone. This is all on my phone. It's funny that you guys still have to ask that. If I'm happy and I know it, say hi. I am happy to be home. It's no fun sleeping at airports, especially when I don't have good seats. So I never recommend anybody sleep in Orlando. But it was Spirit that who canceled the flight, and I fly standby on United. See you soon, man. Yeah, so that's my last time you'll ever see me fly Spirit. Like, I probably won't even stream flying Spirit anymore. That's my last time. That is a wrap. If I'm ever flying a Spirit route, I would just use a different airline. Spirit has completely lost me as a customer, and I was pretty upset. Like, I was like, really, like, and then like they canceled the flight, didn't tell us why. Thankfully, they did give us a refund in the end, but I was expecting them to, like, you know, rebook her. You know, like, oh, I'm sorry, this flight's canceled. Let's put you on the next one. No, they didn't put her on the next one. And then, so most people on that flight had to go back and rebuy new tickets for other airlines to get home to wherever they were going. Sun's setting here over England. We're pretty close to our destination now. We're on descent. We have to watch our speed, though, because we will be descending down below 10,000 feet. We're actually going to 7. And so I have to really pay attention, like, because I have not been so far. And we'll slow our speed down about 240 knots here. Put spoilers out. Looking good so far, so good. And we do have quite a bit of traffic behind us, I believe. Is it behind us or ahead of us? I don't see them. I saw some people on the map. Yeah, so remember, guys, as usual, try to space yourself out. Right now, I think spacing is not too bad. You know, nobody's in orange or red, so you guys seem to be doing all right. Plus, you guys are about 5,000 feet below me already anyway, so that's another reason that you're not showing up in red. So you guys down there somewhere. Rome's, I am not a real pilot. Not yet. Aircraft type 787. Or Boeing, I guess. Cheerio, man. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. I don't have a job for United. My friend has a job for United. And he put me on his benefits, so that is how I fly standby. Pro Tanker, I don't know what Indigo A320 is, but again, if you ever have any suggestions for flights, please leave those in Discord. Grammar Reporter, I can't stop you. Okay, I do have one cool story though from my travels. So again, guys, on Instagram I posted not all. I'm still posting videos and photos from my trip. So I have a couple more videos I'll be posting on my Instagram account. So you can find my Instagram, all that stuff, and Twitter on in the description of the video. But so on my trip there, when I was flying to Orlando, I talked to the pilot, and he allowed me again to sit in the pilot seat on the left seat. This is my second time that a pilot has let me do that now. Every time I post a photo of myself sitting in the cockpit, everybody, like, somebody always like comments saying, "How did you do that? Like, I thought it was illegal, or I thought that no one, like, you're not supposed to be up there," or something like that. And I'm like, well, I don't know where you're from or what the laws are there, but for whatever reason, pilots always let me in. Like, they've never told me no. Usually, this is what I do. On, like, when we are exiting the aircraft, I will walk to the front, as you always do, to leave, through the left front door. And I'll be like, hey, would it be okay if I took a picture of the flight deck or cockpit, however you want to say it? And so usually I ask the pilot. I don't ask the flight attendants. I ask the pilot, because I only ask if the pilot is standing at the door saying bye to people. Because a lot of times at the end of flights, the pilot will be standing at the door, at the cockpit door, waving at everybody, saying, "Hi, have a good day, blah, blah, blah." At least they do this on United flights. I don't know if every airline does this. And so I go there, and then I'll see the pilot, and I'll be like, "Hey, would it be okay if I took a picture of the cockpit?" I don't say I don't take a picture in it. I'm not saying take a picture in the cockpit. I say take a picture of it. And so it always ends up, I don't know if they don't hear me correctly, but they always play, "Oh, just go on in, take a seat." I'm like, "What? Okay, sure." Ain't got to tell me twice. And so I go in there, I take my backpack off, I put my backpack down right in the middle of the little walkway of the cockpit by the door, and then I go and I sit, and usually they let me sit in the left seat, because the person in the right seat, he's usually putting in data in the FMS, getting ready for the next flight if they have another flight. And so I got in there, I sat down, and I was like looking around, and I don't usually hit a lot of time in there. I have like maybe 2 minutes. Not that they say that, but it's about how long I end up being in there. And so I get in there and I sit down. I'm looking at everything, and at first I'm all kind of like nervous. I'm like, I don't want to touch anything because like I don't want to mess nothing up. I don't want to be like I don't want to cross the line. You know what I mean? And so, and then the guy was like, "Let me take a picture of you." So I gave him my phone. I wasn't even like, this was all by them. I didn't ask for them to take a photo of me. I just wanted to take a picture of the cockpit. And so he's like, "Oh, I'll take a picture." I was like, "All right, sure." So he takes my phone, and he's like, "Go ahead, put your hand on the yoke." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I didn't think they would allow me to put my hand on the yoke. How you doing, champion? Hi, welcome. I added you to the flight, the airline on Infinite Passenger, by the way. So I put my left hand on the yoke, and I'm like holding it, and he takes a photo of me. And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And so it was really nice. It's really cool. And so we talked like a really short conversation. Apparently, he thought I was a pilot. I guess maybe because of the stuff that I said. Oh, so let's check our speed. We're passing 11,000 here. Go down 230 knots. So he's like, so what? He said, "What aircraft do you fly?" And I was like, "Ha, that's funny." My first reaction was that I wanted to say everything, but then I was like, okay, he's talking about real life. He's not talking about flight simulation. And so I was like, "Actually, I don't fly anything." He's like, "I'm training." He's like, "Oh, all right, where are you training at?" And I was like, "Well, right now I'm working on saving money to train to get my, everything, private pilots and all that stuff, blah blah blah." And then I told him oh great, I forgot the freaking landing lights, as usual. And so I just basically told him that I fly flight simulation and stuff like that. And so I fly the Boeing 3737, which is what we were in at the time, a lot. So it's really cool to get into the flight deck and take a look at all the buttons and how different it actually does look than the sim. Now the buttons are all there that are in the sim, but it's just like the way that you're sitting, your point of view is just so much different when you're sitting in the actual aircraft versus when you're flying on a flight sim. So it's really freaking cool. It's really freaking cool. And so basically the cool thing is that this specific pilot apparently lives in my city, not too far from me, and he said that he was asking me if I knew of a specific airport, and I was like, yeah, that's like the airport that's closest from me. It's like a small regional airport, and I told him that's where I wanted to do my training and stuff. So we had a nice little conversation. He was a real nice guy. It was pretty cool. So took a photo of me. I posted it to my Instagram story. I did not post it to my Instagram as a photo. I didn't really like the photo, to be honest, so I only did it to story. So I'm probably not gonna post it into my main Instagram. But it was cool. So if you ever want to get into the flight deck of a aircraft, whenever you're flying and you're on the way out, just go ahead. If you see the pilot and he's saying bye to people, go ahead and be like, "Hey man, would it be okay if I take a picture of the flight deck?" And see what they say. They may say no, they may say yes. You don't know unless you ask. iOS Tech Gamer, I'm doing good, man. How you doing, man? That's so dumb, Dan Jans. I don't understand why they wouldn't allow people to take photos of the cockpit in Scandinavia. Like, there's nothing, like, it doesn't hurt anything to take a photo of the cockpit. Like, there's no information on there that the rest of the world does not already have. And that is the truth. Alright, so we've down to 7,000 feet. Our ground speed is 258 knots. Our indicator speed is 230 knots. We're going to go ahead and hold that. Take a look at our plan. So, again, we were planning on doing 2,500 at LROF, 3,000 at whatever that is, and then 7,000, I believe, at our next waypoint. So we're actually, we made it a little bit early. We're still about 10 miles short, so that's okay. That is okay. It's okay to descend and be there early, then never get there or descend too late. And that's another screenshot right there. But yeah, it's weird that they wouldn't allow you to take photos of the cockpit of there. I mean, it's like I said, there's nothing there. There's nothing confidential about an Airbus cockpit or a 737 cockpit. Everybody knows about everything. That's cool, IFMG. Last time you went to a cockpit, you spent 5 minutes in there. Okay, you were the last flight of the day. That's pretty cool. Cheerio, man. Yes, sir. I do have all the aircraft on Infinite Flight because they all come with the global subscription, so you don't have to buy them separately or anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. Like, sometimes I don't want to ask, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, I'll ask. I don't know, Cheerio, man. If you have Infinite, oh, hold on. Hold that thought. And we just lost all visibility of the ground. It is apparently low vis down here. I could have swore There's no airports nearby, so I can't see any VTOLs. Okay, here it is. Over here at Echo Golf Bravo Juliet, there's uh, 0 visibility. And maybe that might change. Alright, let's see. Because it was looking good last time I checked. Yeah, so yeah, we still have good visibility at our destination. But looks like where we are right now, we're flying over and just have some low vis. So we'll be alright. We probably will not even see it. This will be gone before we even get to our destination. So we should be just fine. But yeah, so once you get, once you get the global, you get everything. And if you ever want to see an airport on Infinite Flight, you just search it on Infinite Flight. If you don't have it, if you don't have Infinite Flight, basically every major airport is on Infinite Flight. Even the smaller airports are on Infinite Flight. They're just not completely, like, all the taxiways may not be there. If you're looking for a small regional airport in the middle of nowhere. Oh, cool. Kid MC says every time he's flown, he goes to the cockpit. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, I try to ask pretty often now. But first time I asked, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna let me do it. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start asking. But it always depends for me. It's like it depends on what the pilot's doing. I don't want to disturb them. Like if they're already behind schedule, or they've been delayed, or stuff like that, I don't want to bother. Now, you know what it could be? It may actually be illegal. It may have to actually be against the rules to allow somebody in the cockpit. But, if the pilot is nice enough, he'll be like, yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead, take a picture. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe that's what it could be. So I don't really know what the regulation is for that. I don't know if they actually are allowed. Let's see. Let's check. Okay, yeah, we're missing our descent here. But yeah, I don't know the rules, but I know that, if the pilot's nice enough, he'll let you go in there. Alright, we're going to descend now to 3,000 feet. And we'll keep our speed 225 knots here. Descend at we have 20 miles to go. It's about 1,000. I don't know. I don't really know. Let's see. What is our ETE to next? 4 minutes. We need to drop about 5,000 feet. So if we descend about 1,200 feet per minute, that'll be plenty. Alright, looks good. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, there's been times before the first time that I actually got into the cockpit that I was just able to take a photo of it. Like I just go like right in the door and just take a few really cool photos, and those are also on my Instagram from a long time ago. But I like to see because I like to compare. One of the biggest differences is that like the overhead buttons are actually over your head. Like right now we're looking at an Airbus cockpit, and I've actually never been inside of an Airbus cockpit. I've only been inside the Boeing 737. So next time I fly Airbus, I'm definitely gonna have to see if I can get inside the flight deck. But how do I get rid of? How do I get rid of? Oh, here we go. So basically, all this area is like over your head. Like you actually have to look back to see all of this, even the stuff in the front. So it's a little bit different. It's a bit smaller. I don't know. The Airbus cockpit might be a bit more spacious than the Boeing, but I know that in the Boeing aircraft, it's everything is very close to you. Alright, so guys, we're on our final descent into Bristol. Landing lights are on, strobe lights are on, seatbelt signs are still on. So go ahead and prepare for landing here. We'll be landing on runway 27, I believe. Making a right base, so we're going to do our best. Guys, please watch your spacing. Spacing looks good between me and the Dash 8, but spacing between me and whoever this is not very good. So who is this? Easy9er34. If you could slow your speed down or do a right 360 or something for spacing, that would be amazing. And so the aircraft ahead of us, United 8374, he's in the 787 ahead of us. What is his speed? He's at 100. He's at 214 knots. So we're gonna go ahead and slow down to 190. Because once we make our turn, we'll be on final for the most part. So we'll slow our speed down here. We do have some traffic ahead of us that could be an issue, but I want to see if we can just make sure we have spacing between us and him so that we can have the runway to ourselves. Joshua, we're on expert server. Always on expert server. Up the Veil, 11. Thank you, man. He says you love my videos. Appreciate that, bro. It'd be really cool to get inside of a 777 cockpit. That'd be cool. What should be your settings be so you can see the fog? I have no idea, my friend. No idea. All right. The fog just left, which we're not expecting fog in Bristol. Again, I have to repeat that. We are not expecting fog. There is fog in the area, but not expecting fog at Bristol. It should be pretty clear. Expecting visibility about 13 miles at least. All right, we're down to 3,000 feet now. We're going to go ahead and kill the spoilers. We will arm the spoilers, though. And if it'll allow us, we'll go ahead and set our ILS for 27. I'm going to try to land it myself today. I'm going to try. We're going to try. Alright, we're on a, what's this, a right base. So we'll go ahead and contact, there it is, Bristol. Report position, we're on a right base, runway 27.
Bristol Unicom, Blue 116 is on right base.
Start our speed down by 180 knots. Coming up to our turn, we need to be here at 3,000. Remember, after
Bristol
this
Unicom,
waypoint, we need to descend down to 2,500 feet.
Is on final, runway
And once we get to that waypoint, I'll go ahead and start adding flaps and stuff. Looking pretty good. Spacing is looking great, guys. Good job. Good job. Spacing is looking great. Flying over beautiful England right now. Alright, here comes the next waypoint. I'm going to go ahead and actually gonna add flaps before we get there. I'm going to just change our speed down to 2,500. Sun's setting. It looks like we should be on the ground before the sun goes all the way down. So that is good. But it's like the perfect time. It's like golden hour where you got the cool lights in the cockpit, but you have plenty of light still for everybody to be able to see everything. So wait for the turn here. There it is. I missed it. Oh well. That was a shot I was looking to get right here. Look at that one. Oh yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it. Alright, let's hop back in the cockpit and land this baby. Alright, we are 15 nautical miles from the airport. We're not technically on final just yet. We're going to be intercepting the localizer here in about it's a couple minutes, 2 minutes. So we're going to send down 2,500. About 900 feet per minute. We'll keep our speed right around 180 knots. Spacing ahead of us looks amazing. Spacing behind me looks just as amazing. So not worried about that. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. One challenge is looking at chat and flying. So if you guys are looking at chat and flying also, that's definitely a challenge. It's a challenge for me every flight, every stream. That's why I have to tell you guys, hey, I'm not looking at the chat because I'm flying. So once we make this turn, I will for sure not be looking at the chat. I've been kind of like glancing back and forth at it, but once we get on final, I will not be looking for sure.
Bristol Unicom, United 8,374 is on final.
All right, let's slow our speed down for our final approach. We're at like 150 knots. And we'll go flaps 2. Probably could go a bit faster, but yeah, we could definitely go faster. Let's go. Let's go to we're gonna stay at 175. My bad. That was a little early. A little early. Alright, here we go. We are now meeting the localizer, but technically it's just our flight plan, but usually this is how it would, the aircraft would react when you have approach mode and everything set up correctly in the Airbus, you would right here you'd be meeting a localizer, and the aircraft would turn itself into the runway. If we zoom in, we may be able to see the lights, or not. Oh, I think that's it right there. Maybe. I think it's at our 11 o'clock. Alright, we're gonna go gear down.
Bristol Unicom, Delta India Charlie Echo 447
Alright,
is clear of all runways.
altitude's looking good. Actually, there it is. It actually wasn't popping up. So there's the runway lights right there. There's only one runway too, by the way. There's no parallels in Bristol.
Bristol Unicom,
So make sure you have plenty of spacing, because there will not be any parallel landings here today.
Clear of all runways. Bristol
So we're going to go ahead and allow the aircraft to fly itself for the most part on the nav, which I have set up to take us down the localizer. We're going to be watching our glide slope here, and it will disengage the altitude autopilot, and we'll be flying the aircraft ourselves. Go flaps 3, and down to 160 knots. And the glide slope is almost there. Winds right now are about 4 knots. Winds there are 160 at 3. So we actually didn't have that information before. But it's too late now. We're landing. Alright, there it is. Calibrate our screen. Hit altitude mode. Start putting the nose down. So follow the glide slope. We'll go down to 150 knots. Or actually, I guess we'll go 140 because what my finger wanted to do just now. Watch out, there are a few hills out around here. So let's watch out. I'm also going to have to watch my hands, make sure I don't accidentally click any buttons like I do pretty often on this game. Alright, so we've actually dropped a bit too low. Bring the nose up a bit. My nose is like killing me right now.
1,000.
Alright, gear down 3 green, check. Alright, it was kind of adjusting because we were a little too low. Our speed was not helping. Flaps full. Not sure if we need it, but we're gonna do it because why not? And now the flaps went up, kind of added. So because of the flaps, we're gonna add trim. Or no, negative trim. There we go. That might be too much. Let's do 20. Alright, so now we're high. I'm going to go ahead and turn off heading. Or nav, I should say.
1,000.
Now we're in control. My controls. I'm going to be landing at about 140 knots. I'm going to turn. Oh my god, don't do that right now. Alright, get rid of the map. At this point, it's just a distraction. It doesn't help us.
500.
Now we're a little bit to the right of the runway.
300. 200.
As far as altitude, I think we're a little high too.
Bristol Unicom,
Or low, I should say, but I think
Jersey
we're alright. I think we got enough speed.
736, going
So
around.
I'll put it down right here.
50.
Alright,
40.
turn off speed.
30. 20.
Alright,
10.
idle. And down.
Bristol
Just a little bit to the right, or the left, I should say, of the line. We're alright. Not a bad landing.
2,500 feet. Inbound for landing. We'll make straight and for runway
Alright,
27.
reversers until we get to about right above 70. Let them go. Start using manual braking. And we'll exit at the end of the runway. Alright guys, welcome to Bristol. Got you here right before sunset. Pretty easy landing. Pretty easy flight. Pretty EasyJet. That was dumb. Go ahead and exit here. We'll taxi back to the runway, and if there's anyone behind us, we'll go ahead and watch you guys land. This is a pretty small airport, so it'll be pretty easy to watch the rest of you guys land. Alright, Take spoilers off. Flaps up. Strobes. And landing light's gonna come off. I'm not sure who that is landing right behind me. I wish I could have watched him. But we missed it.
Bristol Unicom, Alpha November Tango.
All right, we are clear of our runways.
final. Runway 09. Bristol Unicom.
You know, I forgot to call final.
16 is clear of all
Oops.
runways.
Should be somebody else landing right now. Yep, there he is. Recalibrate our screen. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I had to blow my nose. It was killing me. I couldn't do it anymore. Alright, I want to watch this person. So we're gonna, how far are we from the ramp? We're still a ways out. So I'll park. Park, and we'll jump to Tower View, and we'll watch whoever is next land. Was it him? Oops. We have an Embraer on final. We have a Dash 8. Come on, come on. There you are. Oops, my bad. Putting it down. Alright, there's a float. There's the floaties. Still floating. And down. That flare, though. Holy crap. Welcome to England. Alright, we're going to go ahead and continue taxiing. We should have some time before this next aircraft gets close enough for us to watch him. Sid Hart 95, how you doing, man? I am now attempting to look at the chat again. The Bratz Files. You've done better. Was that you? You're infinite. Okay, cool. Yep, Manny, you're just in time for landing, bro. 3 a.m. for you. Wow. For me, it's like morning, so I'm just getting started. Are we moving? We're not moving. Alright, I guess we'll watch a couple more land because we're not gonna make it in time. There he is. I think it's an E175. Could be E190, I'm not sure. They all look the same. I almost flew that today. I almost flew that.
Bristol Unicom, Transovit 705 is
Not
taking off
bad.
runway 27,
A little
remaining in the
squirrely, but it wasn't too bad. A little squirrely at first. But not bad, not bad. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna call people's names out because I don't know who's landing. I don't have the names on and stuff. But welcome to Bristol, my friend. I keep wanting to say Bristol, Tennessee, because in the United States there's a city called Bristol, in Tennessee, and there's a very popular racetrack there that I love. So every time I think of the name Bristol, I think of Bristol, Tennessee, back in the United States. So, but we're in England. We're not in Bristol, Tennessee. We are in Bristol, England, or however you say that. Bristol, UK, I guess. All right, release parking brakes. Let's go to the park, to the ramp.
Bristol Unicom, Alpha November Tango 402.
Nice champion here in London, UK.
Runways.
This, by the way, guys, because I know again, I always, you send me a lot of really good flight suggestions and stuff in the chat. But as usual, it's best for you to send those to Discord channel. So today's route was actually a flight plan that I copied from our Discord channel, flight plans chat. So this morning I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a stream. I have no idea where I'm gonna go. So I went to my Discord channel under flight plans, and I saw a bunch of flight plans that people had suggested in the past, and I found one that was a good enough length for me and a location that I wouldn't mind flying to. So I really enjoyed this flight, so thank you whoever suggested this flight. We'll just park over here on the left side. There's no reason for us to go all the way down there. Ooh, what's up with that frame drop we just got there? That was infinite flight though, was not. That was not the stream. So we'll park in the second spot here. Shut the engines off, and we'll do our buys. If anybody else is landing, we'll see if we can watch them. If not, we'll just turn the music on and get out of here. Hope you guys are having a great week. And if you're not, I hope you guys have a better week. Alright, we made it. We made it. Alright, so let's go ahead and shut the engines off. Landing lights, I don't know why those are still on. Seatbelt signs off. Engines are going to go off. Flight report complete. Let's see if Infinite Passenger actually works. You know, before I get out of here, actually, let's go see if Infinite Passenger works, because they had an update that just came out like yesterday or something like that. And for the last like 10 flights I've done with Infinite Passenger would not file my flight report, which is really annoying, because I could have made a lot of money on Infinite Passenger, and it's not counting it. So let's go ahead and swipe up on my iPhone. Oh, actually, that's not how you do it. I'm going to double tap and go to Infinite Passengers and see. Yeah, it actually worked this time. So watch your bank angle. Obviously, that was a stupid mistake that I made earlier in the flight. Landing lights not used. That's also a stupid mistake that I always make. And then arrives on time. We got plus 20. So it kind of actually helped us arriving on time. So that's what it helps you when you actually put in a flight time, if you know what the flight time is, because it can actually help whenever you have issues. So our passenger satisfaction for today was good. Our score was 85 out of 100. Flight time and duration was 71 minutes, so we actually got there 20 minutes early. Income for today's flight was $3,159,000, 500. And that sounds good to me. We'll hit save. And hopefully it doesn't crash, because that's been another issue I keep having with Infinite Passenger. So I know that he's working on it and making it better, but it crashes on me a lot. Alright, so now our new total is $4,765,790,195. So pretty good. And obviously I couldn't do this by myself, so shout out to everybody who's a part of the Blue Arrow Global Airline on Infinite Passenger, guys. You guys have made it possible to have this much money on the game. We have all aircraft. We have the MD-11, the DC-10, any aircraft you want to fly, we have it. So if you are new to Infinite Passenger and you are still working on building up your own airline, but you want to fly a specific aircraft for a little bit, you can always join my airline and fly it. Now I have had one issue. And actually, hold on. Before we do that, if you click on your name of your own airline, you'll now see there's two new options. Actually, there's one new option. It's run an ad campaign. So if we click on that, that's rename. I said I wanted to do run ad campaign. Go back. Here it is, run ad campaign. You have 4 options of types of ads you can do. So I've already done the 25% one, the biggest one. I'll just do a TV ad, and I think it does it for like 30 days. So if I click on it, you can do one for $40 million, which is a lot of money, but it helps. It does help. And having a higher airline rating means you can have more passengers, which means you can make more money. And you can also purchase it with real money. But who's gonna do that? I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, that's what I did. That's why my rating right now is 100%. Before that, it was like in the 80s, I think. So it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great either. So anyways, let's get out of Infinite Passenger. We're gonna swipe up on that. Head back to Infinite Flight, and if anybody's on final, which I doubt, yeah, I think everybody's here. Yeah, we're good. So everybody's here now, so we don't have to watch anybody else land. So I'll bring the music back up. Cool. We'll get some pictures. Sun's setting now. We gotta hurry. Also, let's do some shout outs real quick. It's been a while since we've seen each other, so go ahead into the chat right now and leave some emojis, or shout out where you're watching from, whatever, and I'll give you guys a real quick shout out. And after that, we'll get out of here. I gotta go to work. I got stuff to do today. LeBrat's Files, good question. Will I ever consider flying in regions that do not have HE scenery? My answer to that is that I will fly over, but I will not fly to. So if there's a region that does not have HD scenery, I would not fly to that airport. And I'm not saying I'm not saying never, but I'm saying I usually, most of the time, not fly to an airport that does not have HD scenery. But I will fly over it. You know, so like if we are flying from one point to another, and there's a region that does not have HC on infinite flight, I will fly over it, but I will not fly to it because personally I don't enjoy flying into a region where you see a bunch of clearness. That does not attract me, and it probably doesn't attract most of you guys either. So I probably will not fly to it. Maybe I'll fly from it. Maybe. But definitely will not fly to it. So that is the answer to that. JNT Vlogs, thank you for watching on YouTube, my friend. Grammar Reporter, always, man. Thank you for I'm reading your comment. Thank you for joining, watching. Oscar, shout out to you, man. Oscar Hollis Vlogs, appreciate that, bro. Ryan Todd, watching from Scotland. See you later, man. Thank you for joining in. Avon Mangoose, just got back from school. I hope you were able to catch it. If not, you could always watch it back later. I'll be posting it. So thank you, man. Labras file, I'm not sure what that means. Maximum Despacito, I'm not sure what that means. Starling says, we got 4 billion. Who cares about the money? I don't. That's true. Champion High, thank you, man, as usual. Yes, I'm going to make it eventually when I get some time to sit down and do that. I like the suggestion of making a playlist of the songs that I use for my live streams. So I'll do that sometime soon. So thank you. I think I already said Oscar Hollis. I'm not sure if I did, but shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining in today. Justin, as usual, man. Thank you for joining. Anthony Plays. Manny. Got a job offer. You know something funny about Infinite Passenger? So the other day, I have a lot of people who want to join my airline, which is cool, right? And so I went to try to accept those people, and I realized that I was on the wrong tab. And instead of accepting people into my airline, I was accepting people's invitation for me to join their airlines. So there's like 10 or 15 airlines that I'm in that I don't even want to be in because I accidentally accepted it. Ryan Todd, thank you, bro. iOS Tech Gamer, shout out to you, bro. Amy, shout out to you. Of course you can fly with us, man. Grammar Reporter watching from Aberdeen. Sounds good, Manny. Kid MC Gaming. I do believe Starly and Labras are doing a group flight to somewhere in Gibraltar, so if you guys want to join them, hit them up on Discord or something. Amy, yes, you can fly with me. Just show up. Show up. That's all you gotta do. Because I would love to fly into Singapore because I love Singapore, but it doesn't have HD scenery on Infinite Flight yet. So for places like that, I may do on X-Plane or something like that. So we'll be back tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. It should be streaming. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yeah, I should be streaming tomorrow. It'll probably another short one because I just have a lot to do this week. I will fly or put a fake photo and talk. I don't know what you're talking about. Cyrex. That is not me. That's not something I do. Speaking of that, I know we're just kind of on the way out of here, but it's one thing that I hate is I hate when YouTubers or streamers, when they post a real life photo of an aircraft and then they do they play a game. I'm like, this is not a photo from your life, from your game. Like, and for people watching this, please don't do that. It's something I really hate. Like, never use a real life photo and then, to play a game. Like, don't use a real aircraft photo you take with your phone maybe in real life and then play Infinite Flight or play X-Plane or P3D. Like, that's not cool. Like, take a screenshot from the actual game and use that. Do not use a real life photo. That's just disrespectful. That's basically clickbaiting right there. I hate when people do that when they're playing like a racing game and they have like the realest aircraft game ever, and they have like a real life photo of like an aircraft taking off out of London, Gatwick, and then you click on it and it's like some freaking 3D crap. I really hate that. So I will not be flying training server unless I give really bad looks today. Muhammad, I do not have any lag at all. The next training server will hopefully be, in no offense, but hopefully be never. Because I don't want to fly on training server. It's not good. For me, it's not good for the stream. It's not good for the viewers. It's not good for anybody. Even if you want me to, and I say this all the time, even if you want me, this is basically like the Q&A section of today's flight. I'm just kind of tricking it. But even if you want me to fly training server, like you want me to fly training server, trust me, if I come to training server with you, you are not going to enjoy the flight because of how stupid everybody else is around us. Trust me, I've done it before. So take my word on that. Just keep on flying, get your grade up, get up to expert server, and then we can fly together. And I look forward to seeing you there. And so KWC, no casual, no training. You can stop asking. Everybody can stop asking me to fly training servers. I'm not. Even when I get violations or ghost or whatever, which I don't ever get ghost, which I shouldn't because I don't do stuff wrong. You know, I try my best to keep follow rules. But even if I was not grade 3 or above, I probably wouldn't even want to play Infinite Flight if I was on training server. To be honest with you, that's just me. That's just me. I'm kind of going on a little rant. Only time I fly casual is if I'm flying IFATS, and if I'm doing that, I'm not streaming. But anyways. You guys enjoy your week. I enjoyed today's flight. I hope you guys did too. We got a few screenshots along the way. So if you were not able to check out the entire video and stuff like that, definitely go back and watch it back on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subbing. Thank you guys for following. Whatever it is, man, you guys are amazing. It's been a long week, so I'm glad I'm able to come in here and kind of hang out with you and chill, have an easy little flight, and just not stress about nothing. It's been a long week, and I know the week's gonna get better. The year has started off very interesting, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. It's going to be a good year. Have a lot of plans for the year. We will be streaming tomorrow. What game? I don't know. We may do more Infinite Flight. We may do X-Plane. Who knows? I haven't decided. So I guess we'll find out when we get here tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a great week, great day. Remember, you have 3 choices. Give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll catch you guys next time.